What is going on, you guys? Today I have another episode for you where I'm going to be going over a channel called Thai Talk with Dan, and the title here is Watch This If You're Retiring in Thailand and Want a Thai Girlfriend or Wife. Let's get into it.
Guys, good afternoon and welcome back to Thai Talk with Dan. My name is Dan and I've been living in Thailand for around about 8 years or so. And in that time, I've had a few relationships and I've ended up having a child here in Thailand who is now 3 years of age. And I'm kind of stuck here in Thailand now. Otherwise, I would have gone home a few years ago, as I've had my fill of learning and the experience that I've got from here. At the time when I moved here, I really needed a break in my life and really needed that time out. And I decided to give myself 5 years here in Thailand for that break and for that time out. Maybe it was a midlife crisis, who knows? But I bought a Thailand elite visa for 500,000 baht, which is ridiculous, but I had the money at the time. So yeah, I didn't want to do any of those stupid trips to Cambodia and stuff in order to keep staying here in Thailand. I wanted to simplify it, and in order to simplify it, it costs money. So over the past couple of years, I started a YouTube channel in order to try and help guys out there and stop them from getting scammed, having mental health problems, heartbreak, and God knows what else, because all I've seen over here since I've lived here is pure carnage. Guys, it's mental. I've never ever been in a society where everything is about money. And unfortunately, us foreigners, we are literally like walking human ATMs, because that is how we're perceived by a lot of Thai people, and especially a lot of Thai women. We're perceived as money. We are tourists that like to drink, like to play around with the ladies and have fun in that capacity. And we've got holiday money, or we might be an older gentleman that's got his own house that can sell it and has got savings. And hey, if you've got all that, there's always someone that's willing to share it or take it from you. Now, I don't really go to the bars anymore, but I used to go, not crazy to the bars, but I used to go to the bars when you're bored or you want a bit of socializing or whatever, and it's nice to see what people are up to. You go to the bar, but every time you go to the bar, you get to hear about someone in a troubled relationship. And the troubles that people normally have is that the woman is cheating on them, or she is rinsing them dry, and they're having arguments and fights about money all the time. It's mental, guys. I live in it, right? I live here. So for me, it's absolutely mind-boggling. So for the past 2 years, I've had subscribers send in their own stories via email, and I've shared them on the channel. And I've done this to act as a warning to try to stop people from getting into the same situation. But what I am now, finally, the penny has started to drop. I tried to ignore this, but it has now. It's hit me. It's hit me hard. I don't think that having a YouTube channel that shares people's stories and experiences is going to help a lot of people. I know it's helped some because they send me emails and they say thank you, etc. And I read the comments, and I know it's helped some people out there. But for the majority of people that come to Thailand, they come here because they know they're not that good looking. They know that they've got a very bad personality. They know that they've got mental problems, or they've just gone through a divorce, or they could be disabled. There might be something wrong with them. And in their own country, women are not really that interested in them, or the type of women that they want are not interested in them. And most guys know, really, in the back of their mind, most of them know that if they come here to Thailand, money talks. And as long as you're willing to pay, you can get the type of woman that you want. But yeah, in the bedroom, that might be great. But for the rest of it, the rest of the 23 hours of the day, you've got to be around that woman and deal with that woman and deal with her dreams and aspirations, which will send you absolutely cuckoo.
Okay, this is a good first place to pause it. So, a lot of guys are really naive. And so they lead with money. You know, they thought, if I work on my finances and my body, XYZ, then women are going to start liking me. And they completely overlook the part about them needing to be like a good person, a good personality, have good character, actually be a bit adventurous, have stories to tell, you know, actually like have substance to you as a human, which you do, by the way. And you didn't realize that, so for some people, they compensate that with, you know, getting way too jacked, or they get like really rich, which is good, except then they start leading with money, with dating, because they thought that was going to solve their problems. And you never had a problem to begin with. You created it with your mind. So that's what creates these kinds of situations, because then guys start feeding money to women, even if they're not living there anymore. Like they went on a vacation in Thailand and they went home and they met a girl while they were there and they lacked female attention before. So they don't have an abundance mindset. So now it's like, oh, this one's paying attention to me. Let me start feeding her money. Oh, she tells me that her family's sick. Her dog is sick. Okay, yeah, I'll send you money, babe. That's exactly the kind of shit that happens. And I can't sugarcoat this, right? Like, it's like naive or like Disney-minded guys who haven't really had this like red pilling moment yet. And it'll come. It'll come. Maybe if you get cleaned out, and I don't want that for you watching this. Don't get this twisted. I want you to be in a great, abundant position financially. So I want you to succeed here and not fall into these pitfalls that he's talking about. So this is why this is super, super important, because you can be, they say like a Chad or like the best looking guy in the US or UK or Australia and then go to Thailand. And it doesn't matter what you look like or any of those things that he was just talking about. You can do well with dating anywhere. You just also have to understand female nature, boundaries for yourself and the woman, because a guy who has these boundaries wouldn't fall into situations like this. And I know like there's certain guys who had the boundaries and then the girl played like the long game, right? So, they sort of fell for it, like, oh, she's been really good to me for a while, so I guess it's okay. And then she sort of rinsed them later. So this is for guys, the core of the message that I'm getting at, and then we can continue with the video, is learn to vet or basically interview women properly. Don't just rush into things, just rush into relationships. Give it 6 months, a year, or more before you even get serious at all. Maybe even longer if it makes sense. But like, don't get into these pitfalls, because that's exactly what happens. Pace the relationship, be the masculine leader. She's on your time, right? It's not about her clock or whatever pressure she's giving to you. Even if it's subtle and she's like very sneaky about it, just be mindful, man. I mean, it's easy to avoid these things if you know what to look out for and you have your best interest in mind. Like, if you know how to interview for, let's say, like quote unquote girlfriend material or mother material, then this should not be a pitfall for you at all.
I mean, guys, I went on my ex's, my kids' mum's YouTube channel and seen what the guys are putting in the comments. I love you. You are beautiful. I wish you were my wife. Yeah, and I see the type of guys, right, that are interested in that type of content. Yeah, and they're interested in it because, yeah, they're feeling a bit frisky or whatever. They're daydreaming and they just want a woman. They don't care. They don't care about sending money. Yeah, anything to try to get that woman to be interested.
They're in a scarcity mindset. They lack female attention, so they don't even have an abundance mindset at all. And let's not sugarcoat it, right? He's being very nice. It's the simp before he gets red-pilled. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you don't get red-pilled too hard and you listen to this advice, so then you can just avoid that situation entirely and have a healthy relationship with someone awesome. That's what I want for you. So don't be that guy. Do not be that guy, because it's hard to feel bad for that guy when he ignored all the red flags. He was way too, quote unquote, nice. Really, it wasn't like he was wanting that attention because he lacked it, and he was willing to be a doormat, especially with money, for that. So just look out for yourself, man.
In them, they really, really don't care. They might do later on down the line once they've had that woman and they've spent a bit of time with that woman, but to try and get them, for the chase, they don't care. They're willing to do whatever it takes to have a smell of that woman. And for me, it's just bonkers. I feel like I've come to a place where I really, really don't fit in. Yeah, I don't want to pay for a woman to be with me. I don't want to go and pay for a woman to sleep with me. And I've lived here 8 years. Yeah, and I don't like any of that. I don't want a girlfriend. Yeah, or a wife, or the mother of my kids to be a creature of the night, to be someone who's like the rest, you know? I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that.
By the way, I'll let the video play longer this next time. One last thing. That's why you can find them on the dating apps. You can. It's harder. And I'm sure there are stories of people finding the girl in the bar and stuff like that. But what he's saying is absolutely true. You don't want her to be a creature of the night. You're better off not looking in bars and clubs. And you're better off turning off the dating apps completely and growing a pair of balls and just doing things that you enjoy in Thailand or wherever you are, Brazil, wherever you end up deciding that you want to go. You know, go to a cooking class, some kind of, you know, yoga or gym class, something that you're actually interested in. And guess what? There'll be girls in that place interested in things that are similar to what you like. So you'll connect over that, and it won't be people in the seeking dating app environment or seeking, oh, who am I going to be with tonight at the bar or the club? That's the key part to take away here. So you got to grow a pair, and you see a cute girl in the grocery store or a class or whatever you like doing, hiking, and make it happen. Be able to create opportunities from that.
In my own life. But unfortunately, it can still come, you know. What I've learned since I've been here, yeah, and I don't know if this is just down to Thai women because I've been here for so long, or just women in general, but they'll say to you everything that you want to hear to make you like them and fall for them and make you want to be with them. If they know that you don't like to give money or pay a salary or whatever, then they'll sidestep that and still try to make out like they're the perfect woman. But later on down the line, they will come at you like a raging buffalo, yeah, in order to get what they want, what their dreams are, what their aspirations are. And for women over here, not all women, I know I have to be careful with my wording, but for the type of women that most foreigners are going to meet, they're going to be women that have got big dreams and big aspirations, and the only way they can get that is with big money, and the only way they can get big money is through you. They're not going to get it from working at 7-Eleven, yeah, on the market, in a factory. They're not going to get big money and have a big house and have jewelry and fancy clothes and looking good to the friends and family. They're not going to get that from working in a factory. The only way to get that is from a foreigner that's had a bit of a sheltered life when it comes to females. They've got problems going on, mental health issues, just gone through a divorce, etc. The things that I stated in the beginning, and they fall for these type of women, and it always ends up in disaster because you've got one guy, right? Let's look at it for what it is. You've got a woman that wants to be with you to build and grow her life and elevate her status and make her look good to her friends and family and have all the things that she's seen other women have. She now wants to have them, and she wants to have them through you. Where you just want to have nookie, yeah? You want somebody to be around you, hold your hand, you know, sit with you in restaurants, travel around together, live with you, whatever. You want a companion, and you want somebody who looks good and your type or whatever in the bedroom, yeah? And for me, it's not really a fair trade-off, yeah? You're getting, let's say, right, you have nookie every day. Let's say maximum 1 hour. So you get 1 hour a day of your happiness, yeah? The rest of it, right, you have to have been in a relationship here to fully understand it, but the rest of it is literally like a living nightmare. It's like hell. It's like a nightmare come true. Always problems about money, always issues, always like bitchiness and problems and drama. There's just always...
By the way, this is because guys lack boundaries and they can't put down the masculine frame, especially early enough. So they're too nice and become doormats quickly, and the woman sees that. So it's whether it's with money or you're not, you know, defending. You don't have to defend yourself, but put down a boundary when she says something that you don't like, and just do it in a calm way, not like in a mad or aggressive way. Just, hey, like, you know, it seemed like you were saying this. What did you mean by that? Okay, well, I would appreciate it next time if you didn't say that. Boom. And if she does it again, you got to call her out, right? Sometimes it's a little thing, like, oh, it seems like you're on your phone during our date. Do you have something you need to take care of? And then you can just walk away. Whether it's the phone thing or something more serious, like, you know, she's talking to other guys or whatever it is, just be the man, right? Grow a pair and realize you have that superpower to put down the boundary and also walk away if she doesn't respect it. Because that's how you get in those situations where you don't have your peace anymore. it's like the nagging or the arguments or the money stuff. Just be a man. I know you got this.
Something going on. You can't have a normal, chilled life without your partner wanting something from you. And it just gets too much, where that 1 hour a day of your little bit of happiness, you would happy to get rid of that, to get rid of all the other problems that you're getting.
Yeah.
But some guys have been sheltered that much in their lifetime and not had much experience with ladies, or not had much experience with a type of women that they're interested in.
That part.
They just put themselves through hell for that 1 hour a day, if they're lucky. For a lot of guys, it might be 1 hour a week or 1 hour a month, where you get to feel good from that woman. So what I'm saying, guys, is the trade-off isn't fair at all. I'd find.
By the way, if she's negotiating attraction or negotiating intimacy time with you, you're already on the wrong foot. She's not actually interested in you or anymore. She lost attraction for you. So obviously you did something, or maybe you didn't, right? Maybe you just got the wrong girl to begin with, which is why it's important to have the interviewing glasses for this. But you need to be able to put these boundaries down so you can just avoid these situations entirely.
They're getting at least 90% from you, and you're getting as little as 10%.
There's no negotiating attraction or intimacy time
From them, yeah, they're getting a lot more from you, but you've been working all your life, yeah? You've been grafting, you've gone through a lot to earn your money, and they're spending it like they're drinking water, yeah? It's mental. It's absolutely bonkers. And I see it and I hear about it all the time. And when I went onto my ex's YouTube channel and seen the comments and the type of guys, the way they comment, the way they speak, you know, the way they're trying to talk, and some of them might have a profile picture or whatever, and you look at the guy and you think, yeah, no wonder, like, you're saying I love you and I want to marry you and I'll do everything for you. You know, there's a lot of guys that come to Thailand. I'd probably say the majority of guys that come here, you know, have got that kind of mindset where they're willing to do everything they can for the great and almighty Punani. It's bonkers.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
And when I read the comments and I listen to what guys have to say, I don't know what's happened to people. You know, you can't just go off some comments on YouTube and on social media and state that's how the rest of the world is, because it's not. But I make YouTube videos, and my channel is sharing stories and trying to give people advice and making sure that people don't end up in one of these fake relationships or toxic relationships over here in Thailand. And if I was to give anyone any advice, anybody who's brand new to Thailand, I would always say to them, stay single and enjoy your life. If you want a regular partner, then you just say to her that, you know, I'm not ready to commit, blah, blah, blah. I just see you once or twice a week, and we just keep it at that. And always keep your emotions in check with that woman. And if she ever tries to break that agreement and tries to get more from you, then you just pack it in, you know, hit the road, Jack, and you get rid of her. And that's the only way that you can, like, come to Thailand and have a great time and really enjoy your new life.
I think he was right up until that last point. You can put that boundary down if you absolutely want. Like, if you don't want a partner, you don't want, for example, if you're interested in kids, it doesn't have to be a marriage. Let's leave that off the table just for the conversation, because that doesn't really matter. It's if you want a relationship or kids. I think he was absolutely right up until that last point, because he was talking about having the masculine frame and pacing the relationship and letting her know what your intentions are, like what you're actually interested in. As it evolves, hey, I'm not really looking for anything right now. If that's cool with you, let's keep going. If not, no worries, all good. I wish you the best. And then she can follow your frame there. And if she's interested, maybe at one point you two can evolve into something else. You just have to renegotiate the terms there and let her know what your boundaries are again. You both put your own boundaries down and see if it's something that works together. Because that's something I want to mention about this video. There are good stories in Thailand or these other countries that people are going to. There are good stories. You know, like that sort of quote unquote, like, they had a happy result with that, you know, kids, family, they're loving each other, amazing relationship. better than they ever had. There is that too, which is why it's so important for you to learn to interview properly, so you don't stay in like the bitter zone, like, oh, I will never have a relationship, I will never have kids, I'll always cut it off if they want more. Just be a man and learn how to interview properly and lead, pace properly. That'll save you, and you'll be able to cut things off, walk away easily, no big deal. And you might be able to turn something into a amazing relationship as well. So don't forget that.
In Thailand, yes, some guys get lucky, and normally those guys are from 20, 30 years ago, where they found a very good Thai woman, and they formed a good relationship, they got married, had a couple of kids or whatever, and settled, and they're fairly happy or content, or the same as anybody content back home in their own home countries, and great for them. But like I said in the video that I just recently made and I posted this morning, is that I've only met one couple in Thailand where the guy's not paying the woman or built her a big house or draped her in gold, where it's been like what I would classify as a normal relationship. She's working, making her own money, and she's making okay money, and he's working, he's making okay money as well. And they deal with things properly the same way as we would do back home, which is great, but hard to find. And that's why I've only ever met one couple who are in a non-transactional relationship. And I don't know if they're still together, I have no idea, but they was with each other for quite a few years because I did ask the questions. But guys, I'm just trying to say to you that it's just not worth it. And I'm really, really debating now on whether I should switch the content of my channel, because I just think that most guys that come here, they don't care. They've got money in the pocket, they know the score, they know they can't get a good looking woman or a younger woman or even a woman their own age that looks good because of the way that they are, their personality, their looks, etc., whatever the case may be. So they're willing to do whatever. They will walk on hot stones, they will get treated like absolute garbage. But
pushovers.
For me, guys, I've got a kid, right? And a lot of you guys know, who's been a subscriber for a while, know the kind of crap that I've had to deal with, And I would never, ever, 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 and I say that strongly, I would never, ever have dealt with any of that if I didn't have a child. There is no way in the world that I'm going to allow one person to destroy my happiness, and make me feel low and down, and there is no way I'm going to do it. No way. But a lot of guys do, and they have their own reasons for it. Loneliness, don't feel good enough, don't feel like they're going to get someone like that again. There's reasons behind it. But I just feel like the stories and everything that I share, it's not helping enough people, and I need to go about things differently, or just change the content of YouTube, or just pack in YouTube altogether and just concentrate fully on the marketing that I do in order to generate money and be able to take care of my son and do everything here. I'm not sure, guys, I don't know. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Any comments, negative or positive, what you guys think. I just feel a bit stuck. I feel like right now, I would love to go back to England. I know things are hard there, I know things are expensive, I know a lot has changed over the past 8 years, but I'm happy to go back to my old life, and I've been happy to go and do that for quite a few years now. But I've got a kid, and I try not to think about it too much, and I just try to persevere and get on with things and deal with all the crap that comes along with it, which I don't want to get into on this video. A lot must have happened to men in their own home countries to come over here to Thailand and be abused the way that they've been abused with the stories that I've shared on the channel. It's mental. Anyway, guys, my son.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good video, man, and he's got a lot of great points. So, I mean, no disrespect, only positive feedback here. He's absolutely right, and it totally makes sense. If you've been through some tough situations or you have a kid involved, that's the tough overall, right? So, I love everything that he brought up, and the one thing that I would just say is, don't stay bitter about it. Just be able to have the lens to interview properly women who you're dating, so you can decide whether or not they stay in the casual zone or they are able to move into the potential long-term zone. It's as simple as that. right? Because a lot of guys lack that ability, and it shows. Obviously, all these stories that he's talking about, and sometimes you learn a lesson the hard way. And I don't wish that upon anybody. I've got several family members that are divorced, so I totally see where they're coming from. So this is why it's important to learn to look out for yourself, and why having some experience with women is key. You don't have to be a playboy. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that it would benefit you to actually start dating and just decide that you're not going to be serious with anybody for a while you learn. It's like having training wheels on a bike. You ride it for a while. And I'm not comparing women to bike. I'm talking about the dating skill set. You build your skills for a while, then you can take the training wheels off. And then you can say, this one's a good fit, this one's not. I'm going to walk away from this one. Oh, this one has potential. Let's keep seeing where it goes. Maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year. Let's reassess. Boom. Just like that. So anyways, guys, go check out Thai Talk with Dan's channel. Seems like he's got a lot of great content helping guys avoid these pitfalls. So make sure that you're not one of those guys. You're succeeding, enjoying your life when you move out. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. You got this, bro.